Here is your daily news wrap. These are the stories that mattered today. Arsenal have moved to the front of the queue for Jack Hinshelwood. The Brighton midfielder is also being tracked by other Premier League clubs, but Arsenal are currently viewed as favourites. Barcelona, meanwhile, are preparing a third bid for Manchester City's Rodri, having had two previous approaches turned down. Manchester United and Tottenham have joined Arsenal in exploring a move for Napoli striker Victor Osimhen. Gurugram's next metro corridor has secured 1,409 crore rupees in funding from the World Bank. The loan clears a major hurdle for the project, which has been stuck in planning for years. The corridor is expected to link key residential and business districts across the city, easing road traffic on some of Gurugram's busiest stretches. Officials are now working on a construction timeline, with commuters watching closely for the first confirmed start date. 5 Indian artificial intelligence startups have caught attention this August for moving beyond chatbots into infrastructure. The focus has shifted from building an Indian version of ChatGPT to the underlying systems that power such tools. This marks a new phase for India's AI sector, which is now competing on the technology layer itself rather than just applications. Investors are watching these companies closely as the ecosystem matures beyond its early consumer-facing phase. Singer EJAE has said Leonardo DiCaprio's presence made her nervous while performing at the BAFTA Film Awards. She was performing the song Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters in front of an audience packed with celebrities. EJAE described the moment as overwhelming, given the scale of names watching from the crowd. The performance follows the soundtrack's rise as one of the most talked-about crossovers between animation and pop music this year. West Bengal's BJP-aligned industry push is centered on investment talks with the Tata Group, part of a broader plan worth 28,000 crore rupees. The state government is positioning these discussions as evidence of renewed industrial momentum ahead of key polls. Officials are courting large corporate houses to commit capital across manufacturing and infrastructure projects. The scale of the proposed investment makes it one of the bigger industry pushes the state has pursued in recent years. Social media companies have urged caution over early data emerging from Australia's ban on under-16s using their platforms. The companies argue the initial figures are too preliminary to draw firm conclusions about the policy's effectiveness. Australia's ban is among the strictest of its kind globally, requiring platforms to verify user ages or face penalties. Regulators in other countries are watching the rollout closely as they weigh similar restrictions of their own. British cyclist Finlay Tarling has died at the age of 19 following a serious accident during the 8th stage of the Volta of Portugal. The crash occurred mid-race, prompting an immediate halt to proceedings as medical teams responded. Tarling was considered one of the promising young riders on the circuit. His death has led organizers and fellow cyclists to pay tribute, with the race now facing questions over rider safety on the affected stage. Vande Bharat and Amrit trains serve two very different kinds of passengers, according to Indian Railways' own design intent. Vande Bharat is built for speed and premium comfort, aimed at business and short-haul travelers seeking a faster commute. Amrit Bharat, by contrast, is designed for long-distance travel at a lower fare, targeting passengers who prioritize cost over speed. The two form parts of a broader push to modernize India's rail fleet across different passenger segments. Juspay has become the first Indian startup to reach unicorn status in 2026, opening the year strongly for the country's startup ecosystem. The company's valuation crossed $1 billion, placing it alongside India's fastest-growing fintech firms. Its rise reflects continued investor appetite for payments infrastructure companies despite a broader slowdown in global startup funding. Trackers following India's unicorn count say more names are expected to join through the year. BTS member V has revealed hearing loss in his right ear during a live stream with fans on Wednesday. He said that if the hearing in his left ear is at 100, his right ear is only at about 30. The revelation comes as V continues performing on a world tour with demanding schedules. Fans have responded with concern, and the singer has not said whether the condition will affect upcoming tour dates. Punjab's history of partition continues to shape calls for what commentators are describing as a new revolution in the state. The demand centers on shifting Punjab's identity from one defined by past resistance movements toward one focused on a sustainable economic future. Decades after partition reshaped the region's population and economy, voices within the state are pushing for policies addressing agriculture, water, and youth unemployment. The debate reflects a broader reckoning with how Punjab defines progress today. Financial experts are urging investors to pause before acting on unsolicited investment offers, as a simple delay can prevent falling victim to scams. Fraudsters typically create urgency, pushing victims to transfer money quickly before they have time to verify claims. Taking even a few minutes to check credentials or consult another source can expose fake schemes before money changes hands. Officials tracking scam complaints say this single habit remains one of the most effective defenses available to ordinary investors. Subscribe to Trending.ai for the day's headlines every evening.